Mic check 1, 2, 3. Microphone check. Current time is 7:56 p.m. I'm Spence Meganson, and we're glad you're with us this evening. Coming up on 7:56, and we're going to kick off our live stream in about 4 minutes at the top of the hour. For all of you joining us via Facebook, Twitter, even posted a link on Instagram, we certainly thank you for being with us. We'll get started in just a bit. Two minutes out, kicking off our live stream. If you're tuning in now, stay with us. We will kick off at the top of the hour, 8 o'clock Central Time. Thanks for staying with us. All right, it's officially 8 o'clock here in the Central Time Zone. I'm Spence Meganson. Thanks for tuning into our RedZone Weather live stream, which starts right now. It has been a very long day across the state of Alabama and northwest Florida. We started with a lot of rain and severe weather this morning around 6 a.m. and 7 a.m., and we've had a lot of rain all day long. The good news is not much in the way of severe weather across southern Alabama over the past 12 hours other than that blip of severe weather this morning. And also some good news is that we don't have any active tornado or severe thunderstorm warnings across the state as of 8 p.m. right now. That's the good news. So let's go ahead and do a radar tour across the state to see exactly what's going on. And we will start in the southern side of the state. We'll zoom in there so you can get a feel for exactly what is going on. And you see scattered showers across the region, and many showers across South Alabama right now, but none of them are severe in nature. In fact, really not much thunder and lightning on the board right now, so that's some good news as well. We've got heavier rain right now in southern Covington County, also heavier showers right now over northern Dale County, north of Daleville, north of U.S. Highway 231 that runs down to Dothan, and many other showers across south central Alabama, all of those racing to the northeast at a very rapid clip at about 45 to 50 miles per hour. We'll go ahead and zoom out so you can see what's happening elsewhere across the state. And you do note that the tornado watch that was in effect moments ago for the central part of Alabama is now gone. It's off the board. It has expired. A portion of it that was including southwest Alabama was canceled about 2 hours ago. And so now this tornado watch is gone for the central part of the state as well. That's fantastic news. And our warning bug on your far right side of the screen will update momentarily to reflect that. We do, however, have a tornado watch in progress for the northern portions of Alabama. More about that in a second. Let's focus on the central part of the state, because we do note that there is a line of thunderstorms back here in Mississippi that's moving off to the east at a fairly rapid clip. And understand, these thunderstorms are moving into an environment that is favorable for the development of perhaps a few severe thunderstorms, perhaps a few that could produce tornadoes over the next, say, hour or two as they enter the state of Alabama, perhaps affecting Pickens, Sumter, Greene, and Choctaw counties in the next hour. A lot of rain over eastern Alabama right now as well, all of that under severe limits. And we also note that we had a good bit of lightning in Clay, Talladega, and Coosa counties about an hour ago with a big complex of thunderstorms that since moved off and dissipated. So maybe a few rumbles of thunder over the next few hours, especially across eastern Alabama associated with these showers and storms as they move off to the northeast, but nothing in the way of severe weather right now. And you note that on our warning bug, the tornado watch for central Alabama has been cleared. So that's officially off the board. We move north into the northern part of Alabama, and this is clearly going to be the greatest threat area in the overnight hours for the potential for severe weather. And big storms that have affected northern Mississippi have moved into the southern part of Tennessee. Major damage in Holly Springs, Mississippi, which is a community that sits right in this area, just to the west of Corinth and to the southwest of Selmer, Tennessee. And catastrophic damage being reported on Twitter by several storm chasers. And unfortunately, also a few people have lost their lives due to tornadoes in northern Mississippi this evening. So unfortunately, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that is in fact what has transpired as tornadoes have moved through this region over the past 2 hours. We hope and pray that as this system continues working its way to the east, that storms weaken. However, the most important thing for all of us to do, be prepared in the overnight hours as northern Alabama potentially comes under the gun from the same system that produced tornadoes back in northern Mississippi. So what I want to do now is go back down to the southern side of Alabama where all this shower and thunderstorm activity is. And again, you see the banner below me. We don't have any active watches or warnings for anywhere in southwestern Alabama or northwestern Florida, and that is fantastic news. If you would have told me last night that we wouldn't have any warnings, I would have said that's probably incorrect. But indeed, no warnings right now, so that's fantastic news. But we have had a lot of rain today, and rain is continuing over saturated soil, especially here in south central Alabama, places like Conecuh County down to Escambia County, Alabama. And so what I'm going to do now is shift gears and go to another radar product and show you just how much rainfall has fallen over the past 12 to 24 hours. And you see this area right in here of white and dark gray in Escambia County, Alabama, and the northern part of Santa Rosa and Escambia counties in Florida. That's indicative of upwards of 6 to 7 inches of rain fallen in the past 12 to 24 hours on already saturated soil. So you understand that is a recipe for flooding, and unfortunately that's what's happening in area rivers and creeks in this part of the world. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit and have a specific look at the water level forecast for a few area streams and creeks, specifically in Escambia County, Alabama, and Conecuh County, because clearly that's where the greatest rain amounts have happened over the past 12 to 24 hours. So flooding certainly going to be on our radar and on our agenda to watch over the next few days as rain continues to inundate already saturated soil. So let's do this. Let's zoom out really quickly and go back to our other radar product and have a quick view before we do the flooding analysis and check on this line that's moving into west central Alabama, because I know that we've got several folks watching in the Tuscaloosa area, perhaps a bit anxious with the storms moving in from the west. And here's your line of storms. Starkville, Mississippi is here. This is U.S. Highway 82 that ultimately becomes McFarland Boulevard in the city limits of Tuscaloosa. This is Interstate 5920 that connects Birmingham down to Meridian through Tuscaloosa. And all these showers and thunderstorms are going to continue moving to the east over the roads and areas that I just mentioned. Places like Carrollton, Reform, Gordo, also Samantha, Tuscaloosa, Northport, down to Knoxville and Utah in Greene County, York, Livingston, Geiger in Sumter County. All those areas going to have some shower and thunderstorm activity clearly over the next hour to hour and a half as that line continues working its way to the east. So back now to our flooding event. That's the main concern here in South Alabama. And of course, RedZone Weather is based right here in Brewton, Alabama. We are based here in Brewton in Escambia County, so flooding is something that we watch regularly, and it's also something that many of you that are watching care about because you have business interests, and you also have interests in downtown Brewton. Also Flomaton, which is a nearby community, has issues with the same sort of thing. The big Escambia Creek that drains into the Conecuh River also can flood downtown Flomaton. So certainly something we want to be aware of. And what I'm going to do is actually shift sources and let you see exactly what I'm seeing on my MacBook screen. And very blessed to have this wonderful stand and MacBook here. So you're seeing what I'm seeing straight here. And what we're going to do is go over to the National Weather Service and their prediction graph for just how high the streams and creeks around the region are projected to crest at over the next hours or potentially even days ahead. So first of all, let's have a look at Burnt Corn Creek. That happens to be the one that I have pulled up right now. And Burnt Corn Creek sits on the western side of the city of Brewton. Burnt Corn Creek originates in Conecuh County. It flows south. There's a bridge at Lowry Landing Road and also at Tippins Eddy Road, which is about 5 and 10 miles north of the city of Brewton, respectively. And the Weather Service is forecasting now a crest for Burnt Corn Creek at basically 10.8 feet. So if this happens to be correct, the Weather Service is suggesting that Burnt Corn Creek already has crested at 11.2 feet, and ultimately the water level going to decline over the hours and days ahead, even on Christmas Day. And that's something we're going to talk about at the end of the broadcast. We've got Christmas Eve tomorrow, Christmas Day on Friday. Record warmth upcoming. High is going to be around 81 for Christmas Eve and on Christmas Day. If you step outside right now, it's very humid, very warm. Temperatures up in the mid-70s. It feels very muggy and sticky outside, downright unpleasant. And more of the same to come for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. A lot of records across the southeast going to be shattered due to record warmth as the blowtorch of El Nino, as it has been called, continues to pump moisture in from the Pacific Ocean. So let's go back and look at another river gauge. This is probably one that many people care about here in the city of Brewton. This is the Murder Creek river gauge that sits along Alabama Highway 41 there, Mildred Avenue, and also Forest Avenue as it connects there over the Murder Creek Bridge. That's where the gauge actually is. And you can see that the National Weather Service is forecasting a crest basically on Thursday morning of 22.1 feet. The gauge height right now is at about 20 feet. Understand flood stage is 22 feet. And basically you have major flooding issues at 25 and 27 feet in Bruton and in East Bruton. So clearly the Weather Service is forecasting a decline from basically 22 feet happening on Thursday as the creek continues to decline there in the next few days. So that's certainly some good news. Let's shift gears a bit and look at our gauge down in the Flomaton region. This is actually the Escambia River near Century, which is also very near Flomaton in the Tri-City region there in Jay. And this gauge is actually approaching flood stage. The water level there approaching flood stage on this Wednesday evening. And the Weather Service suggesting a crest of near 20.3 feet with minor flooding likely there near the Highway 4 river gauge as it crosses the Conecuh turned Escambia River there as it flows down towards the Gulf of Mexico. So that's an update on the flooding situation. One other thing I wanted to pass along, I did talk to the Bruton Police Department and the Escambia County Sheriff's Office earlier. No plans to shut down any of the bridges that cross these major waterways in our area. So if you happen to be driving tonight or in the morning, no imminent plans to shut down the roads over the Conecuh River, also Murder Creek and Burnt Corn Creek and the Big Escambia Creek. So again, we're clear on travel in terms of bridge closures, I should say, for now. So that's a bit of good news. Let's shift over to the Storm Prediction Center, and this is just pegging the nerd meter here, but we want to do this just to show you some of the tools that we look at on a daily basis to forecast weather, and moreover, these are the severe weather parameter tools that we look at during times of severe weather. What you're looking at here is the significant tornado parameter, or STP. Higher STP values often mean that the atmosphere is more ripe or conducive for development of significant tornadoes, large tornadoes. And there is a bullseye here of an STP value of 4 right over Pickens County, Alabama, basically right over Carrollton. And that's not to say that we've got any type of tornado warning out for Carrollton, not even a tornado watch there, but that's where your atmospheric instability and also wind shear values are in combination that could potentially support a large tornado. So that's your area of most atmospheric instability and also wind shear as noted by the STP parameter. And we've also got higher STP values across western Alabama. Anything over a 1 is important to note because that's what we look for to see if tornadoes not only can happen but could potentially be strong. And so anywhere across the western side of Alabama, basically from Dothan up to Montgomery, up to say Double Springs, up to Muscle Shoals and points west, higher STP values. So we'll certainly be watching this line of thunderstorms as it enters an area of the atmosphere that is perhaps more conducive for the development of a few severe storms and also some tornadoes. So that's the latest on the STP. Let's look at one more thing. This is the convective outlook. This is something that we've shown you a good bit this week due to all of the severe weather potential that we had today and yesterday, really. And the good news is a chunk of South Alabama that was included in this slight risk zone has been downgraded to the marginal risk zone. So certainly some good news there. I think the atmosphere over southern Alabama is certainly more stable than anticipated. And because of that, the Storm Prediction Center has opted to include most of South Alabama in the marginal risk zone. So good news there. While we say that though, it's important to not let our guard down. We've got to be prepared and have a way to receive those weather warnings overnight just in case we have a pop-up tornado warning basically from Montgomery and US Highway 80 and points south. North of US Highway 80, places like Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Anniston, Gadsden. All those areas have the standard slight risk for seeing a few severe storms in the next 12 hours, basically until this outlook expires in the morning at, I believe, 6 a.m. So that's your slight risk zone. And the northern half of Alabama, basically from, say, Hamilton over to Cullman, over to Boaz, and points north to the state line with Tennessee, are included in the enhanced risk zone. So clearly the greatest threat for tornadoes and significant tornadoes tonight going to be in the northern half of Alabama. From those communities, basically Hamilton over to Cullman, over to Boaz, points north. We also note that much of central Tennessee, including Nashville and Knoxville in Tennessee, included in this enhanced risk zone, and also much of Kentucky, basically Lexington and other locales in southern Kentucky included in that enhanced risk zone. So that's your convective outlook that's valid until 7 a.m. in the morning. Let's go back to the radar, and what we're going to do is do a final check of the radar across the state. And still watching those showers and thunderstorms across southwest Alabama and south central Alabama. Raining like cats and dogs in Opp, lots of lightning. In fact, we'll go ahead and have a look at that in a closer view just to show you what's going on over there. And if you happen to be watching us from Opp, we've got some very loud storms, lots of lightning in this region right now, but understand these storms are below severe limits. Good news. Lots of heavy rain right now in Andalusia near Strawn. This is the US Highway 29 corridor that connects Bruton to Andalusia via Dixie, and also the community of Carolina, which sits right in there. Lots of heavy rain falling there. That's near the Pleasant Home School, so lots of rain in that area, but it's under severe limits. Nothing in the way of severe weather right now associated with this storm. This is US Highway 84 that connects Evergreen over to Andalusia via Cohasset Creek here in the middle. And so lots of rain on the US 84 and 29 corridors this evening. If you happen to be driving to Andalusia, understand lots of rain in store for you for your drive. If you're driving from, say, Evergreen to Bruton, however, you note that we've got not much rain falling in those areas right now. So we're going to have these scattered showers and thunderstorms continue as the night progresses, and they're not going to stay in the same place. They will vary spatially over time. So let's zoom out one more time and have a final view across the state of Alabama, because here's the deal. If we don't have any tornado warnings over the next 12 hours, that's it. The severe weather threat will be over for this event. It has been a very long day. It started this morning with all that heavy rain across southwest Alabama. We had a tornado warning first in Mobile and Baldwin counties this morning in the 6 a.m. hour. That ultimately moved across the Florida Panhandle and ended up in Escambia County, Alabama as a severe thunderstorm. So lots of action across the day. It's been a very long day. Hopefully, this is the final time I will see you this evening. I sure hope so, because it has been a long day, but it's been a great day. I sure do appreciate your support on the RedZone Weather Facebook page, also on Twitter, Instagram. We certainly appreciate your support. We also appreciate when you invite your friends to like RedZone Weather. That helps build our brand and also get the word out about impending severe weather. So we certainly appreciate that. Again, one final check of the radar across the state. We've got a line of strong thunder, or I should say a line of thunderstorms that could potentially be strong over the next hour as it moves into an area of the atmosphere that is a bit more ripe and conducive for the potential to grow into severe storms. And also we've got all this action over the southern half of Alabama, basically from Montgomery, Auburn, Opelika, south, and all that's under severe limits. No tornado watch, no severe thunderstorm watch. And I do note now that we've got a new tornado watch. This has actually just come in since we've been talking. This is going to be for the central part of Alabama. The Storm Prediction Center has obviously opted to issue that watch. We'll go ahead and talk about that briefly before we get out of here. And this watch is going to be in effect until 4 a.m. You see the text box there. I know it's probably a bit hard for you to read, so I'm going to read it to you. The SPC Storm Prediction Center noting that a couple of tornadoes will be possible as this line of storms and this basically entire weather system continues moving off to the east. This does include Tuscaloosa and Birmingham. In fact, let's go through a few of the communities because you may know someone that lives in one of these counties here in central Alabama. And if you do, you can call them and let them know that we've got a tornado watch now in progress until 4 a.m. So here are the communities that are included in this brand new tornado watch that has been issued. And understand, this is not a warning, this is a watch. A warning means that you need to take action immediately. A watch means that you need to be diligent about having the latest weather information. Two totally different things. This is a tornado watch. So these are some of the communities that are included. Places like Livingston, York, Utah, Greensboro, Centerville, Brent, Eoline, Tuscaloosa, Samantha, Fayette, Sulligent, Beaverton, also Hamilton, Double Springs, Jasper, Addison, Arley, Birmingham, all the areas associated with greater Birmingham like Hoover, Homewood, also Gardendale, Fultondale, also Trussville, Clay, Chalkville, also Chelsea included in this tornado watch that's in effect until 4 a.m. for portions of central Alabama here. And understand, no tornado watches across the southern side of Alabama. So the banner below me remains true. No issues for southwest Alabama as of now. That could obviously change, and we will certainly keep watching over the next basically 8 to 12 hours as this severe weather threat continues. For me, this is the end of the live stream. We will, of course, have social media updates throughout the night on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. For the duration of this event. Lots of good content on Facebook. Several pictures were sent in across the day. I encourage you to get on there and check those out. Also, you can see what Murder Creek looked like earlier today with the high water level and Burnt Corn Creek overflowing into the nearby parks there in downtown Brewton. It's quite a sight. Certainly something for you to check out on our Facebook page. Also, a lot of good content on Twitter. We had, of course, the terrible situation with the tornadoes back over northeastern Mississippi, and a lot of good photos on the RZ Weather Twitter feed showing you exactly what transpired, unfortunately, that caused at least 2 fatalities here in North Mississippi. Our thoughts and prayers are certainly with the families of those affected by this tragedy. We will, of course, keep you posted over the next 12 hours as this event continues to transpire. I'm Spinks Megginson, and this has been a Red Zone Weather live stream update on RZWeather.com. Stay with us.